Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Stip and this is going to be part 3 of my Barbarian invasion campaign where I'm playing as the Goths. And the last episode was essentially my first episode as a migrating horde, and reflecting back on that, I have to just kind of take a moment to appreciate how unique of a situation that was for me as a Total War player. To play that sort of scenario for the first time, that was very special, and it remains so. Now, if things go south for me, I'm going to change my tune on that and be like really salty. But no, right now I'm going to say this is really, really cool. And it is a very unique feeling to kind of, for one thing, not have anything really to manage, you know, territorially or anything like that. And also just kind of focus just purely on survival, which is pretty exciting. So here I am in a pretty existentially threatening situation right here, where I am technically at war with two of these three factions, that being the Ostrogoths here, which are the yellow faction, and then the Romans, of course, which are the red. And my goals are twofold, well, threefold. Survival, number 1. Migration to a suitable home, hopefully in Iberia, number 2. But then number 3, to make as much money as I possibly can on the way there so that I can set myself up for the best start in my new home as I possibly can. And I find that despite having so few things to manage when it comes to being hands-on, just trying to balance those 3 factors with each other is enough of a, well, it's enough to think about, really, and it does provide a unique challenge. So, before I want to continue as well, I wanted to say that I did get this patch updated, this EX patch that I'm using for this campaign, and so you will notice that the font actually is way better. So it's not just the camera and the frames per second and the controls, you know, in battle, and the campaign map controls and camera. You maybe won't notice, but I definitely notice. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I did have the Discord link in the description of my first video for this campaign, so check it out. The modders for this patch are doing an incredible job, and thanks again to Pannonia for helping an old boomer brain like myself figure out how to do things like updating patches, because yeah, my brain I was raised on Macs. I blame it on that. I was raised on Macs, and y'all that were raised on PC actually know how to use computers, and I don't know. I started playing computer games when I was 33. Okay, so I'll put it that way. Yeah. So for my situation here, it is tenuous because first off, I can't really go anywhere because they are all in front of me, and I don't want to have to fight through them. Fighting through horde factions just doesn't feel right because, well, I'm not earning anything for it and I'm losing something for it. So that seems like a poor trade. Now, taking a settlement, of course, I get a lot for that, so that can be worth the grab. Right now, the Ostrogoths are blocking the bridge that I need to get across. Now, they're very weak. They have 3 units in that stack, barely anything there, 1 family member, and then, yeah, total of 1 family member, that's it. So I could just sweep through them, I could. But that would also be getting me a little bit closer to the Roxolani, who I am not at war with, but I don't want to really get in their way, you know? And I would prefer to keep another faction between myself and them, if I can. So I'm going to hang tight, actually. And maybe the Romans will actually try to get into here as well. Now, the Roxolani also got pretty banged up, you know. There's a couple units in here, 1 family member, another family member. This army is pretty banged up, though. Another family member, that army's banged up. This army looks pretty healthy. So what, like 4 family members in total? And Mediolanium is being guarded by large stone walls, which is the tier 4. And that's strong, but there's only 3 units inside. And then it just depends on if it can get these units inside. I don't know if they're going to have a chance to, because in the intern phase, I would assume that the Roxolani are going to go first before the Western Romans, just if it's alphabetical, that would be my guess. So the Romans might not be able to get their units inside of Mediolanium before it's put under siege by the Roxolani. Maybe. But I don't know. And there is like enough Roman troops, like when you kind of add it all together, they could potentially strike back at, you know, either the Ostrogoths or the Roxolani. So yeah, I'm going to hang tight for a while, and knowing that in some sense, I don't know, kind of safe from the rear, and knowing that the Vandals are back here and they are settled, so I don't have anyone immediately on my ass that I know of. I have my assassin who's trying to keep an eye on. He's checking my 6, and then I have my spy and my emissary checking my 12 o'clock and my 10 o'clock, say that. And my emissary probably should actually go up here and talk to the Roxolani to try, maybe, I don't know, get an alliance, maybe? Maybe? Yeah? I don't hate that idea. Now, so for the time while I'm waiting here for them to clear my bridge, and I also realized when I was editing the last episode that if I do come south of the river, I will not be trapped because I can just kind of go through here. I don't need to cross this bridge or this bridge to go through the Alps in this direction, so that's fine. I might get trapped here, so that's, yeah, it's a little dangerous. But once you're south of the Alps, you might get, there's a lot of places where you could end up in a choke point, so if I have to fight myself way out eventually, then that's just how it goes. And the time being, I could use this time, actually, I've promised this in the past, to actually get my armies in a sort of composition that makes sense. It's something that I wanted to do a while ago, but I just felt so like I was like running for my life and I couldn't really do it. So now if I'm going to wait here for a turn or two, I can get this army compositions to make sense. I have a total of, is it 4 generals total? 5. I have a total of 5 generals and I have a total of 5 stacks. So that does work out. And I did lose 2 generals in the last episode when my faction leader just died of old age. Then my other general, who just died of freaking plague outside of Aquincum, which really sucked. I did not notice that I was sieging a plague city. Now, if that plague happened during the siege, first off, I didn't know that could happen. I'm not trying to play dumb here. I get how that works historically. Like, that would make total sense, for a plague outbreak to happen during a siege. It's my understanding, looking in the game files, that plague is just related to population, essentially. I don't think it has anything to do with the actual health buildings. I really want it to. I want the health buildings to have something to do with it, but I think it just has. I think they just increase growth and happiness. Or health, which increases growth, which actually, causes plague in the long run, right? Which is too bad. It'd be nice if the health buildings actually did something to decrease the chance of plague, that would kind of make sense. But I just didn't see anything in the game files that prove that to be correct. But in that case, I would assume that they just got the plague during the siege and I didn't notice it. If it happened before the siege and I just sieged them out anyway, then I would feel dumb. So hopefully that's not the case. Now, this is the army that got attritioned out during that siege. So I'm just realizing, okay, so there's no plague to note. Nothing told me that these units have the plague. So if I mix these units up with other stacks, would they end up getting the plague as well? Yeah, I can't risk that. I don't know if it's true, but I can't risk it. But I also don't want this stack leading my dudes, but they're all out of movement, essentially. Can I get these guys back? Not really, no. Kind of stuck at the front. If I can, I'll have these guys in the rear guard. And I'd have a stronger stack leading the way. Yeah, that seems to be wise. Now, when my faction leader died, Vinithar became the new faction heir, and he is the son of my new faction leader, Vithamur, which is just too confusing to continue. So I'm going to have to make sure... Oh yeah, my faction leader's... Whatever his retinue was, I'm sure that he had something there that I should have passed on, which is really a shame. Shoot. Okay, but you should not be the new faction heir. I don't think so. Not that the options are much better. No, not really. You're, because this guy is the one that feels poorly, so -1 command when attacking, then -2 from general hit points. I don't like that for a faction leader or heir. And then this guy, welcoming into foreigners, -1 from public security, not great. Confident commander, so he gets that 1 command star. Frugal. 5% discount on construction costs and 5% bonus on tax income is... That's the only positive we have here. And then +1 to Squalor. He's Christian as well. I don't really know which direction I want to go yet. I guess it depends on the lands that I conquer. But he's also Christian. And my new faction leader is Pagan. What were you? I don't know. It's not going to tell me. Okay. But in any case, let's make you the faction heir. So you got your point of influence from that. Yeah. That works. And we can probably move on here. Time for me to hold my breath. Yeah, what is going to happen here? So much could happen. Okay, the Ostrogoths and the Roxolani are fighting. That's what I wanted to see. The Romans consolidated, but they're still... the Ostrogoths are still in the way of my bridge. Okay. 23,000 in the treasury. That's what I like to see. War between the Roxolani and the Romans. Did that just happen? They weren't already at war, eh? Okay. So they didn't besiege Mediolanium. And the Romans are getting, like, they consolidated, but they didn't really move. Orders. And, yeah, I can't go anywhere. I'm still stuck here. Alright. Assassin, come back here and try to give me some info.
As you wish. Moving into position.
On what's happening.
Moving into position.
Over here. Just so I don't get snuck up on. And then maybe I do the same thing for my spy. I kind of want vision out here, but I kind of want... Can I talk to the Roxolani? Should I do this? Can we be friends? Okay, yeah, they just... Okay, they'll take our friends. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, they can sack Mediolanium and I'll take Ravenna. We can split the spoils. How about that? And then spy. Okay, so there's Romans coming down from this direction, and that's a half stack. It's beaten up though, and they might just be going after the rebels. They might not be going after me, which, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, we can't get past yet, unless do I want to attack them? God, it just feels wrong. It feels like I should be I shouldn't be attacking hordes, you know? It just feels like a rule that I don't want to be breaking, because that's just a waste of resources. There, I evened out these armies a little bit, but I'm afraid to give a general to this army just because I don't know if they're carrying the plague or not. Again, I'm not sure how that works, so I'm just going to leave this army completely as is, and they're going to be my rear guard. So how about that? So drop that save, continue this, keep it on here, and hopefully, okay, it's the Ostrogoths. Okay. What are you guys doing? General. Are you trying to get around me? Man, I don't want to have to fight you guys. Alright, yes, Western Romans are dealing with the rebellion, sure. And... okay, so you guys, are you gonna actually, like, march on me? I don't think so. I think they just wanted to deal with those rebels. Those are brigands, I think. Lord. And we can't squeeze by you guys, I don't think. Unless we just attack them and they retreat? Maybe we can do that. Let's see, there's gonna be 3 family members in that stack, and that's just 3 units in total. I think we just have to, we have to attack them.
March.
Yeah.
Lord.
Hopefully they just, you know, get out of the way, but if not, we go there, and you're just gonna be there. And then you
shall die this day as you wish, moving into position.
Yeah, just keep an eye out here. Just keep checking around. Seems like you have, I don't know, I thought you had longer vision before, but I guess not. Just my imagination. So you come back down here. Where do those Romans go?
Yes, my lord.
Okay, there was a big stack of Romans that was hanging out, and I was hoping they would come up north of the river, but Again, I guess not. All right, so who do I want to be leading here? Not you. I want to be leading you, or probably my faction leader, right?
Destroy.
Yeah, and hopefully they just keep retreating.
Yes. Move out.
So yeah, you go there, and then you move up,
Move. General.
and then you
Chief.
move up,
General. Ready to ambush. Destroy.
and
Fear us.
yeah, they're just gonna keep retreating, but they're not retreating far enough back.
Move out. General. General.
So we're gonna have to fight them.
Orders. Move out. General. Waiting to
So let's go here, and
kill them.
yeah, I have to fight this one, and I don't think I can let the AI assist as well. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I do like to let the AI control armies every once in a while, just because it's a fun, unique thing that does exist in this game that don't exist in Shogun 1 or Medieval 1. And I do like to play around with these mechanics, but in certain situations, it just doesn't make sense. If you're really trying to minimize the amount of casualties you're taking, obviously, then letting the AI control an army is not the way you want to go. You know, so I would say let's not, and I know this can get a little bugged, so I just want to make sure that they're not controlling the AI. I'm controlling Vithimir. Then yeah, I know if I check out these armies, I'm going to do the check again. Okay, let me check out the armies. So 3 generals, horde horsemen, so a couple horse archers, and then steppe horde spearmen, steppe horde Trojan warriors, so some swordsmen. And then what do you have? Steppe horde horsemen, horse archers, spears, and swords. Some experience on these guys as well, but now I have to do this again to make sure that AI is not controlling those, and then let's go fight this one.
Many will go to the afterlife by nightfall. Be sure that you are not one of them. By night, hell will be filled with our foes, if I have anything to do with it. Spears.
Now, something that I'm noticing with this new patch, first off, I do want to say that you can actually move units around, which is pretty awesome. However, I can't control select. So I can't control select my dudes to create my groups. What I can do shift. If I have all my guys together like that, I can shift and then group them. So that works. But I'm wondering if I'm missing something there. So yeah, Aster, if you want to help me out there, if you know the answers, please let me know. What am I missing? So let's put my guys on guard mode, and then you go on guard mode and off of skirmish mode. That's going to be fine for them. And then let's see, I want my general running with the cav, and then probably, what do I have here? Yes, that's really awkward that I can't control select my dudes. That's really weird.
Units group.
Oh, and they're like in a, oh, they're like, okay, I get it. So they're not like in a normal cohesive, these are the slave spearmen. Okay, they're like in that, what is it called? The, like the peasant or horde formation, basically. Interesting. God, oh, that's really awkward. See, so now I have to go do that and then do that to select both units. I'm sure there's probably just like another way that I'm not aware of, but yeah. This keeps happening as well. I'm not sure what's going on here, where sometimes my cursor will come up and start to drag even if I'm not clicking anything. So yeah, a couple weird things are happening here, but I can let the modders or the patchers know what's going on here. Alright, so the idea with the steppe horde spearmen is that I know they're really fast, so they can maybe assist in any cav engagements, and then obviously horse archers are going to be doing their thing. And the general's going to be running with the cav in his own group, but he wants to support that fight just because he is a good general here, so... let's make sure that these guys are in a locked formation. And then let's go like that. And then go up here. And then you guys go up here. Man, just the camera just feels like a gosh damn breeze. Holy shit, just feels so slick. And then wedge formation does help in cav engagements as well. There's no like stat boost or increase that I'm aware of. Whereas in Medieval 1 and Shogun 1 there is. What are you guys? So you are the horse archers. So I don't want like an even trade, really. I want an advantageous trade. So let's go to the shelter of my own units. And are these guys going to come on, or are they... Don't tell me they're being controlled by... the AI's controlling them? So why is the AI controlling them? What did I do wrong? Like, and that's nothing to do with the patch. That's just how this game is. It's so crazy. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just this weird thing where you'll tell the AI that you don't want their help to control one of your armies, and then they'll be like, eh. Sometimes they'll be like, eh, are you sure? We're like, no, go away, assholes. Alright, so I have long-range archers, so if anything, since I want to obviously minimize casualties, I can just march up with my infantry and push them back. Do they have archers of their own? Archers. If they do, they're going to be outmatched by my own, but I'm not seeing any, but they are going to have their 3 units of heavy cav, but goddamn, I don't want the AI to... Oh, they are controlled by me. Okay, thank God. Oh, that would have just really stressed me out. Alright, where are you? You're over here? Alright, cool. You can come up, and honestly, you start to run, and you guys can just group up, get over here. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, infantry, just slow march up and push these guys back. They'll just wait for their guys to group up, and that's fine. A couple of my units of archers are now in range, and they're able to start picking off these horse archers on this side. You guys are horse archers, right? Yeah, cool. Yeah, getting some kills for free on that side, and now that's going to bring forward that unit of horse archers, which can get struck by those guys. Yep, they're in range now. They can start hitting them, and then if they get a little bit closer, yep, now these guys can start hitting them. Perfect. So yeah, just get absolutely picked apart. Let's see some more guys there. Actually, you just kind of hang back. Yeah, looks like you're already in range. That's fine. And yeah, these are the kind of trades we want here. We can just do damage to them without taking much damage in return. Then that is perfect. There goes the general. That was actually the... Not one of like the main generals, but one of the captains. Speaking of main generals, where are the... So that's a warlord. And I thought they had 3 warlords in this fight. Okay, it's a second warlord, third warlord. So we got the 3 amigos right there. We have to keep an eye on. But right now we're just picking apart their horse archers, which is what we want. So horse archers, spears, spears, spears. And those are the swords in the middle. Okay, got it. Now, for a faction that depends on its horse archers, I probably should not have been fighting in the rain. Honestly, I didn't even notice it when I started this battle. I'll say, the weather effects in this game, they're not as obvious as they are in Shogun 1 and Medieval 1. Yeah, in this game, they're just a little bit, I don't know, a little bit subtle, a little bit hidden. Yeah, they're not as in your face. And actually, in those games, you actually get like a message telling you what the weather is. Whereas in this game, you actually have to, you know, look at your surroundings and see it for yourself. Which is, you know, it's fine. You know, it's not asking too much. I get it. But, yeah, it catches me off guard sometimes. Again, just another weird command thing in this patch that I've noticed is that when I want to move my units when they're grouped like this, and if I select and I do, let's like say I have a hard group, and then I do this, then I do a left click to cancel, that deselects the group, so I have to select it again, which is not how it was in the vanilla. I'm almost positive that's not how it actually is. So if I do this, then I go, oh, nope, that's too far to the right, left click to do that, and then I get out of that, so I have to select it again. So yeah, again, for the modders who are, you know, watching this, if anyone's watching this, these are some things that either need to get fixed or they just need to be explained to me, which is very much an option. That's very, very likely is that there's just, you know, something else going on that I'm not aware of, and that if I just played it differently, then that's a, you know, that's user error and not that's not modder error. And I assume that that's the case pretty much all the times. All right, so here we go. Warlord's coming on in for a little chargey poo. So honestly, my guys should wipe him out. Like my 3 Lancers in wedge formation should crush him. And let's bring up you guys. I'm starting to lose track. Here we go. And all right, so we're shooting down warlords, and I mean, they don't even have any archers at this point, so they're just going to stand there and take shots at the face, then that works for us. Yep, that works for us. Let's move up those dudes. And yeah, we'll just start shredding these guys. I know they're not taking casualties quickly. I'm sure they have good armor, and they probably have 2 hit points per model. But eventually they're going to start losing men. This unit's already lost 5. Yeah, 5 men. Okay. Now my Goth Raiders, which is my infantry archers, they're very quickly running out of ammunition. But my horse archers still have plenty of ammo. This warlord is down to 13 men, and that warlord is down to 19. And that's going to take a lot of the punch out of their army once those units are wiped out. All of my guys are now out of ammunition, so I'm going to start moving up my guys. I could degroup my archers so they don't come up, but I'm going to keep them grouped up just because, you know what, archers can fight too. In fact, I think that the horde archers are actually kind of decent fighters. I think if my memory serves, I could be wrong. I very well could be wrong. Let's actually get you guys up moving here. Because, yeah, we want them to be the main focus, not so much the horse archers, obviously. And then, yeah, spears, you guys can move up. You guys just kind of hang out here. Again, don't want you to be the main focus, but you can do a little side hit for sure. And those blocks of spears on the flanks are a little bit worrisome for a cav-heavy army, but again, they're low tier stuff. They're the same as my spears. So I imagine if we just kind of hit them, if we just hit them pretty hard, it should be fine. Let's go here. And yeah, man, the enemy is just completely immobile. They are not doing anything. They haven't moved for quite some time. So here we go. Just keep inching up. Eventually we should see. There's the opening. There it is. There's the opening. All right. So let's get a charge in there and a charge in there, and then let's go here. And they want to go in there against my spears. That's fine. And then you guys can come around, and I want you to hit that warlord actually. And then, yep, you guys follow up and just go really fast. And then you guys chase down them. You try to hit them, actually. And then, what's happening over here? Yeah, we should probably try to hit these guys in the flanks since they haven't broken yet. You guys can run. Yes, run, run, run. And, oh, I don't want to 1v1. That wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan. Yeah, they're going to catch my dude. So let's try to catch him. Let's try to hit him, please. Go, go, go. And why are these guys running? What's going on here? Why am I failing? And you guys can go here. Oh, you're on skirmish mode. No, you're not. Why are you struggling? Why are you struggling? Yeah, get into those spearmen on that side. And break them here, break them here. And, man, this guy is just not going down. Alright, so you attack there, and then you guys can go here, and then you guys can go here. What's going on here? Are they on...
The enemy king runs.
And who are you? Oh, did I not have that general with me this entire time? You can continue the battle, and if we could kill these guys, that'd be nice. I feel like I haven't gotten a message for a single warlord killed. I got a message for that captain that was killed at the beginning, but not for These guys have been just walking the entire time. What's going on with that? That's so weird. And yeah, I don't know if I got any of the warlords. Now, I don't know if that's gonna count for killing them totally. So they killed 134 of our guys, eh? Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know if that means that I wiped out the Ostrogoths. Are they still around, eh? Oh shit. Still blocking my bridge. It's just, yeah, it's the two generals got away. Fucking A, okay. That's very annoying.
Yes, yes, yes.
Can I attack again? I can. So, in my experience, auto-resolving does not kill generals, like, at all, maybe? I don't know. Do they? You tell me. In my experience, they don't. So I have to fight this based on my experience. So let's try to make sure that I am controlling this again. I don't know. I kind of want the AI to control it just to make sure I can like trap these guys, because if I have two stacks coming in at the same time, I can really trap these guys and kill them. But I have to minimize casualties. Who knows? Poor man. What's the worst that they can do? Okay, fine. Fine. Dang, this general lost a lot of dudes in that last battle. Okay. Jesus. I'm lucky he survived. Alright, let's continue on and let's just get rid of these guys, eh? We are now in range of these guys, and it looks like they're going to be charging after my spears, which is perfect. Yeah, you just go after my... That's great. That's great. That's great.
The enemy king runs. Truly, all his people
oh no, don't run.
And he is just
don't
the
run.
greatest of them all.
Don't run. Get him. Get him. Come on, get these guys. Jesus. Come on, please. Come on, at least get one of them. Oh my god, please run. Please run, for the love of God. Okay, so that's great.
Like
that's great, but can we kill him?
Slay them all.
Okay, we got one of them. And it looks like we can get this guy. He should be screwed. He should be screwed. Come on. He should be screwed. There he is. He's in the mix. We have a lot of spears bearing down on him. He's trapped. There he goes. He goes down. All right. That should be the end of the Ostrogoths. And we should be able to hop on that bridge. I think that my other armies have movement range, I think. So we should be able to hop on this bridge, right? Hell yeah. Perfect. Hell yeah. Oh, we could... Oh, shit. We could get to... We could get to Ravenna with a few of our armies. Like, one, two... Three of them could get to Ravenna. But then that would leave two of them somewhat exposed. And I would rather play it safe. I know that's shocking. But, I would rather play it safe. So I think that you have the least movement range. So let's go by where you're gonna be. And then you hang out right next to him. And then the leader can come up a little bit further. You can come up right behind, and then you are the rear guard. And that should be fine. These guys still might attack. It's looking like a pretty healthy big stack. I know they have a lot of mercenaries inside of it. In fact, what? You can't. Yeah, you're too far away. You can't tell me what they have.
At your service.
Yeah, the Ostrogoths, these worthless people, have gone to join their ignoble and ugly ancestors. Let us drink from their skulls and enjoy the moment. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that we share the same ancestors, so I don't know if we should be talking shit about their ancestors. This doesn't seem very, yeah, I don't know. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a situation where the Romans actually did come out and attack me from both sides. And there's some heavy infantry in this stack here. 4 committed tenseis, 1 Plumbatari, some spears, 1 unit of archers, yeah, more spears. What are you? You're only a 1-star general, so that ain't much. And then you are a 3-star, but we don't know anything else about you. Okay. Yeah, this might be a big attack coming up here. Let's see. No attack, man. Yeah, I guess, I mean, they do really understand, you know, that the numbers are against them. And that is why I have been left alone so far.
Orders?
Okay, so there's no freaking plague happening here, right? It would tell me that, right?
Orders?
I kind of don't even want to siege out with my strongest army just in case there is a plague. Like, that sucked. And this is a huge city. This is a tier 5, you know, so if it happened, it might happen here.
General.
Fuck, I don't want to lose my faction leader. This is my best general. But I also feel like I should be using him because, you know, he's my best general. I'll siege out with Fithanar, my faction leader's son.
Kill them.
I'll do that, and I'll just build these just to put on a show. I don't plan on attacking. Hell no.
Settlement under
Hell
siege.
no.
Orders?
But then yeah, you'll hang out here.
Yes.
You'll hang out here.
March.
Did you not? You don't want to do that?
Move.
There you go. That's weird. And then you're the weakened army, right? So you guys can chill.
Move.
Yeah.
Waiting
What was that all about?
General.
You guys over here.
Forward.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, camera's a little bit sensitive. I might want to change his camera settings if I can. I thought I tried to, but they're still a little, I don't know, a little too sensitive for my taste. And I don't think I can change that in campaign. I think I actually have to go. Let's see, where do I want you? I think I can get you over here.
March.
Here, I guess. Maybe. And then, yeah, I don't think I can change. Let's see, game options. No, it's not there. Audio, video. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, there's no camera sensitivity here. Okay.
Your Honor. Yes, my lord.
Well, let's come down here and try to find out. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to find out what you have. What do you have here? All right, so nothing, like no Community Tenseis, just the Mercenary Veterani, which is basically a Community Tenseis, but they're a little bit banged up. Then, yeah, peasants. There's a bit more archers in this army. So there is that, but only one cav unit, the Mercenary Veterani, Equites, and some Ballista, sure, some Bukalari, a couple units of those. But nothing too insane. It's mostly the garrison that I'm worried about. Yeah. It is mostly them, so Assassin, just keep on
As you wish.
poking your head around.
Moving into
Just keep doing the lap around this
you wish.
little rock here. And then, honestly, Spy, come over here and check this shit out. And just keep it tabs on the Roxolani. So they haven't gotten into Mediolanium yet. What is the deal with that? Are they too weak? Too weak? How long does it take? 9 turns? I wonder why it's less. So 10 for Revant. It's a huge city. They're both huge cities, right? Yeah. Yeah, I wonder why it's less. Anyway. Alright, so 10 turns. Let's keep going here until it capitulates. And yeah, I'm gonna try not to move my armies at all because I don't want to break off that siege accidentally like I did last time, because that sucked. Just a few turns later, I do have myself a little event message here. So the martyrdom of Saint Eusebius. So Eusebius, the bishop of Samosata in Syria, has been martyred by a roof tile that was hurled at him during a church ceremony. Eusebius had defied the Arian emperor Constantius in 361 by refusing to hand over the records of the Synod of Antioch. Despite the threat of losing a hand, his resolution was so impressive that Constantius let him go unharmed. Until the tile happened, apparently. Yeah, something about these messages in this game. they're neat, they're cool, but it kind of reminds me of medieval Total War, where we have messages that actually do have game effects, which increase like the king's influence or the emperor's influence. Sometimes it'll be like a zeal influence or decrease in a certain region of the map as well. And I remember thinking, like, gosh, it'd be nice if those effects were actually more significant, and they meant more than just like a little, 10% increase of zeal or something like that, which really doesn't make that much of a difference. And then I get to this game where the messages just kind of, they are, their flavor and their fluff, and they tell you something about history, which is cool, but they have no effect on the game itself, which is like, oh, the game went backwards. Because medieval Total War at least had a little influence boost or something. Alright, the Sarmatians and the Lombardi. Okay, interesting. So they are at war. Good to know. What the hell are the Roxolani doing here? They're just leaving Mediolanum behind? Okay. Okay. I mean, as long as I remain unmolested down here, then don't mind if I do. I have 6 turns before this falls, so... Oh man, yeah, and I don't see anyone on the horizon. Although,
Moving into position.
I think I kind of want my spy to be out back here. I don't know. He has this assassin has very limited vision, but then again, having good vision in front of me is also important. So yeah, it's hard to say. Now we have ourselves the First Council of Constantinople, so the Christian Church has held a council in Constantinople to mark the final defeat of Arianism. The heretical teachings of Arius, the 3rd century mystic, all his books were ordered destroyed, and Arianism was made a crime in 326, but his teachings about the nature of Christ were appealing to many, including the Goths. Yo, what's up? Now, however, such wrong thinking has been entirely suppressed. But not by us. We're Aryan, right? So, like, when it says wrong thinking has been entirely suppressed, that's just in the Empire, right? Yeah? But no, not by the Barbarians, it would seem.
Killer.
Okay, just a teensy-winty little rant, little side note about Arianism, and this is coming from someone who knows pretty much nothing about it, but just that little note there about the mysticism element in Arianism, I wonder if that's kind of why it appealed to the probably previously, mostly previously converted, pagans to Christianity, whereas when you have a bit of mysticism mixed into it, it can kind of bridge that gap between the more rigid structure of a formal, state religion, and the kind of the looser canon that can reach across the gap a little bit and reach into the mysticism that kind of comes with the more shamanic, tribal elements of their types of religions. I wonder if that's kind of why there's more of an appeal there. But I don't know anything about the mysticism of Arianism. Damn, I just realized I should check in on my agents to see how old they are. So my diplomat is 61, so he's close to dying. Spy is 45, so he has time left. And my assassin is 40. Okay, so luckily they have some time left. It's my diplomat who is closer to dying, and if I'm being honest, he's probably the least useful. It's hard to say. Being able to talk to people is pretty important, and, once he's gone, I can't talk to people anymore, not on my own initiative. But having the greater vision of my spy, and then even I think he has slightly greater vision for my assassin. It's not much more. It's actually very similar to my diplomat. Maybe it's the same. Yeah, maybe it is the same. But I think, it looks like we just have one more turn left before Ravenna falls. And is it actually the capital right now? It's not the capital. Wasn't Ravenna the capital at this point? Or was it Trier? It was Trier for a second. I thought it was Ravenna at this point. What do I know? All I know is I'm sacking it, so let's go ahead and that other sack for 21,000. Hell yeah. That's a big difference. What did I get, 8,000 for the minor city? And I'm making 21, almost 22 for Ravenna? Hell yeah. And that stack just stood there and watched. Yeah, treasury total. Why is that my total treasury? Oh no, that's okay. Right, that's before. I get it. Okay. Got a little worried there. Okay, so yes. Yep, damage a bunch of buildings. That's fine. I'm not gonna be sticking around. And I can't tell you how tempted I am to go down here to Rome, but I just can't. I can't. Like, I'm trying to, like, check the progress of the Huns by checking this. And the fact that they're not with the Romans yet is telling me something, but I mean, they're at war with the Eastern Romans. And the thing is that as soon as they, like, if I'm down here and they show up here, I'm just fucked. Like, I feel like that's the end of the campaign. You know? Like, they had, what, over twice as much stacks as me, I think? I had a lot of stacks. So I think I need, at best, to come up to Mediolanium and sack that. I think, you know, if I have the time, I can sack that, but not Rome. I don't think I can spend another 10 turns on Rome. Ooh, we may have just been just in time here because the Alemanni are sending a stack down. Okay. And my diplomat's still alive, right? Yeah. Let's see if we can talk to the Alemanni and tell them to be cool. Be cool, guys. Everyone be cool. Assassin, you just keep here doing circles. And as soon as you see some Huns, start making some bird calls so we know what's up. Because yeah, that's when I get very afraid. But for some reason, this is only taking 9 turns to siege out this one. I don't know why. Oh, that's why. They just have large stone walls, not epic stone walls. Okay, it's still a huge city. They just haven't built their top tier walls yet. Okay. That's what it is. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Alemanni, you better back off. This is my Mediolanium. Yeah, the Romans can just stand here and watch. That's fine with me. Oh, well, it looks like the Alemanni just kind of backed off as soon as they saw that I had put it under siege. Okay, well, that checks out. And that's fine with me. Let's go ahead and bring Diplomat back down. When I'm here.
Unable to move.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind
Kind of want to check this pass.
On my way.
Kind of want eyes up here. We have our eyes on an Alemanni assassin here, and as I mentioned before, assassins are a good way to train up my own assassins. What are the chances? 95%? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'll take that chance. To give myself a chance of getting some more trait? Hell yeah. So yeah, Lanfred. I think that's my guy, and then... No, Honemund's the killer. Lanfred's the guy killed. Okay, so +3 to agent's skill. Wonderful. Where did you go? I can't even find you.
Orders?
You're so good you disappeared.
Orders? Lord? Orders?
Seriously, where did my assassin go? That's my spy. That's my diplomat. Assassin! Where'd you go, man?
Assassin ready.
Where are you? You're just in the gang. You're just hanging out. I get it. And just like that, but my diplomat has passed away. That's unfortunate. Yeah. This man did not die like a nomad warrior. Life had taken him along a different path, and so he died in bed surrounded by tearful women and wailing slaves. That makes it sound like a bad thing. Okay. And, oh shit, he died just when I had someone to talk to. Alright, Alemanni, you better chill the fuck out. Okay? I don't know what you're doing. You're like trying to hide on a cliff face in a tree, but I see you. Okay, I see you. So don't think you're going to do anything fancy here. Alright? I got a 3-eyeball assassin who will mess you up. And, you know, 5 armies as well. Don't forget about them. 1 turn left before Mediolanium falls to us. So let's go ahead and end it. And yeah, sack it for 26, almost 27,000. Perfect.
Ambush in place.
So yeah, that's a decent stack of change for us. So a new homeland. So the Roxolani, oh, they've gone up to Aquitania, which is this is the place that I sacked, right? Interesting. It's interesting because I thought they were like went this way or that way or something. They're over here, right? That's Aquitania, I thought. Unless there's, I don't know. Unless there's another place named I don't know. Anyway, hopefully they're not in front of me. That would suck.
Yes.
That would be a bummer.
Yes.
All right, why can't you guys can't get by Minialonium? Seriously, you have to go through the river or like around on that side?
Yes.
Oh, seriously? Oh, fucking A.
Lord. Yes.
Damn, dude.
General. General.
All right.
Lord.
All right, fine. Shit sucks, but
Forward. Out of moves.
let's just
Orders.
do it. So you go, you go,
Moves. Orders. Forward.
you go.
Orders. Waiting to ambush.
You bring up the rear, and you're truly bringing up the rear.
Moving into position.
And then you, yeah, hang out here, and then scout out the path through for us.
Moving.
What do we got here? So we have a, so that's the capital. Okay, so Massilia is the capital, and what is it? Doesn't tell me what size it build is. It looks like a tier 3. But it's not telling me. It doesn't tell me how big a capital is. It's always been weird to me where it doesn't. It's like, all right, how do I find that information again? I feel like I can find it out, but I always forget how to find out how big a capital is. We're now going to be making our way in single file line through this little valley here and across the bridge. So this small Roman army should just kind of back up and let us through, although we're probably going to have to fight it just to clear it from the path. So yeah, save, and then let's just keep on going. And now the Alemanni are like, yeah, no, we can take it now. And oh, the Alemanni wanted to fight that stack for us as well. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you go do your worst, Alemanni. Do your worst. They're not a horde army. Although I'm pretty sure... Can they horde? Gosh, I can't remember. They can't. I don't think they can. I could be wrong, though. And did they just bugger off? Yeah, looks like that small little army just went back to...
Moving into position.
Massilia. Perfect. Perfect. So yes, we can just siege them out here. Oh yeah, we can take Arles as well. So yeah, you're a large city, so you're tier 2. So probably not going to get a lot of money from that, but still, we can, I mean, if there's nothing out here bothering us, then that's fine. And I'm trying to remember, is it only 3 settlements in Iberia in the Barbarian invasion? Is that it? Because that's perfect. That's all I can, you know, settle with my horde armies. But man, that just seems so limited, you know? We can reach Massilia, so we can go ahead and lay siege here. Yeah, they just have the tier 3 stone walls. Let's go ahead and do that, and do a couple ladders, but again, I don't, you know, obviously intend on actually attacking. And let's put these guys as close. Actually, can you get over here? And then you can get here.
No more moves. Lord.
Here and here, and then assassin.
Yes. Move. No more moves.
Yeah, assassin, just continue to bring up the rear.
Moving into position.
And keep an eye on things for us here. And this is just going to take 8 turns. Okay. So 8 turns. Yeah, I can't tell if that's a large settlement, but it just has the tier 3 stone walls. Is the siege holdout time just associated to the walls and not the settlement at all? I think it is. See, now I'm seeing a Roxolani dude over here, and that's making with see Aquitania. See, this isn't Aquitania. This is a Quincum, right? So Aquitania, is that an Iberian? The name of an Iberian settlement, or is it over here? There's devastation over here, and you're here. which is not that from Iberia, but like, you know, it's kind of close, so it's making me nervous that I might have to go to war with the Roxolani to take the lands that I want, you know, the lands that I planned on taking. My allies, guys, you shouldn't have done this. I hope they actually didn't do it. I mean, I'm not required to take Iberia, but I just wanted to follow my cultural thing, you know. That's what the Visigoths did, of course. I'm only required to take Constantinople and Rome, along with 16 settlements. Yeah, so I wonder, I could start mapping those out right now as well. So if it's going to be 3 here, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then let's call it maybe 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then yeah, a handful of more in the area. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I am very tempted to continue this episode just because it's really fun. It's a really fun pace to, you know, kind of burn through turns like this while also keeping things very tense as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds as well, because I really want to know, do the Roxolani hold my future home territory? Am I going to be forced to go to war with my allies, which is going to be unfortunate. That's going to ruin my global reputation with other factions, which is, yeah, it's unfortunate, although I don't know how much diplomacy does matter in Barbarian Invasion. I don't know. You're kind of just at war with whoever's in your way, I guess, but still, that would be too bad if that was what happened here. But that's all. Gonna have to wait until next time. Before I go, I just wanted to say that if you're enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. So until next time, this has been Concept playing Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion. Thank you very much, and goodbye.